Thanks everyone for that. We are going now to the future of 3D printing, and we're joined by Yaniv Corem, the founder and host of School of Innovation, Ganit Goldstein, a 3D fashion designer, and Yoav Goldstein, deep learning software engineer at Intel.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the future of 3D printing, a conversation with Ganit and Yoav Goldstein about 3D printing, personalized outfits, virtual reality showrooms, and pretty much everything in between. 3D printing has been one of those technologies that showed great promise when it first came out, but futurists called it disruptive. Words like mass production were quickly replaced by mass customization. And there was talk that you and I will pretty quickly 3D print basically everything. But let's be honest, the truth is 3D printing has overpromised and underdelivered. However, 3D printing might have caught a lucky break in the form of COVID-19, if we can say that. With social distancing and the accelerated shift to digital, 3D printing might be well positioned to help industries such as retail not only stay in the game, but redefine it altogether. Ganit and Yoav, welcome and thank you for joining us. You both worked on a really interesting project together. Why don't you share that project with us now?
Okay. Thank you, Yaniv, for the great introduction. So we were developing the following year a 3D printing customized garment and a virtual reality exhibition. And we were, and I will, so my name is Ganit Goldstein. I'm a 3D fashion designer now based in London, and I'm working on the development of 3D textiles and material research for new development in the field. Yoav?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Yoav Goldstein. I'm Ganit's brother, and I work at Intel Corporation. I'm a deep learning software engineer, and I have a bachelor and a master's degree in computer science from the Hebrew and the Open University. Back to you, Ganit.
Yeah, and in the following year, it was before COVID and after COVID. So it was a really interesting year, and I feel that it was a very interesting field to rethink the new developments for the fashion industry. We know that there are lots of changes around this industry. And so we were rethinking the fashion systems using 3D tools and the production of customized garment using 3D scanning, and at the end to provide a new experience in a virtual space that Yoav will follow up later. I will present the process now in a short video. When I'm designing, I want to tell a story without any words. I was selected as one of 10 designers for Rethink Fashion as part of Reframe Grant. My mission is to make a hybrid world of craft methods and latest development of 3D multicolor printing using Polyjet technology, connecting all the new, past and future techniques. Japanese embroidery is the soul of the project, and 3D printing is the future. Looking at the world today, I wanted to introduce a new way of manufacturing, move away from mass production to unique custom design.
2, 1.
For that, I cooperated with the most advanced tech companies.
It has more value to the user's eye because it's tailor-made, so really made specially for them, and it has also a bigger emotional value.
And there was really great outcome, not just only in the prototypes of the projects, but also in the team development.
presenting a new way to manufacture, requires a new kind of textile. We cannot only design in 3D, which automatically creates our 2D layout. We can make a wearable 3D garments.
And it's very important that in fashion we reformulate what actually is fashion. Ganit's work is a very interesting contribution with regards to aesthetics and applied processes.
And a bit to go deeper to the process, these two garments were 3D printing using the Polyjet multicolor printing. So all the areas here you see, it's a combination of Polyjet technology and embroidery. So the design is really integrating craft method, but also the latest development of 3D files and 3D data. And you can really see about the color change. The multicolor printing is very, very unique and very new to the fashion world. We didn't see a lot of 3D printed garments that are colorful. We saw a lot of printings that combined one materials, but this process was very, very interesting because it also made from 16 parts at assembly using just joints without any sewing. So these two garments are now presenting in some exhibitions, but due to COVID-19, we couldn't really join all the exhibitions that it was supposed to take part in. And we find a unique solution to enjoy it and to show it as we want to. And besides this new technology of Polyjet, we were developing this integration of embroidery, and that's a very unique approach because it's a method that combines 2D and 3D together in the same development at the end to provide the full garment. And while I was at home, I also could 3D print some outfits using a home printer. So this is outfit that made from 40 printed parts that assembly together. And it was very interesting because I choose to use just recycled material. So it's also recycled fabric from ocean waste, woven fabric, and also recycled filament that reused to produce these 3D elements. And for me, it was also the combination of using waste to build a new life cycle. You can see here a more detailed feature of the 3D elements that basically could not be able to be in any other method because it's all a 3D and it's also changing heights between them. So that's only 3D printing allowing this process. This is also part of the collection that was 3D print using multicolor. So that's also very new to the world of 3D printing at home. You can see also the elements and the connections of the fabric. So that's a traditional method, but also very unique, a unique textiles at the end. And yeah, the next step was Yoav was working. We worked together on the new step of showing the garments.
So I'll explain a little bit about the digital exhibition that we created. So especially these times of COVID-19 has raised the need to present physical stuff in another manner because most of us are at home and we're very limited access to a museum and exhibitions. So what we've chose to do is to use the web browser, the computer that everyone has at home, and present Ganit's work. This is what is shown when you enter a designated website. And what you can do is read some information about the garments and about Ganit, and later on to enter yourself to the exhibition, much like as you would do in normal museum or normal art gallery, and experience everything for yourself. So as you can see here, you can, once you go past the welcome screen, you go straight into the exhibition, and you have the possibility to move around freely. And once you get closer to a garment, you can get some more information. And what is nice here that because Ganit is working with 3D models and 3D design, we didn't have to model anything to create the exhibition. We had all the data from Ganit's designs, and this allows us to do this kind of exhibition. And later on, we took it another step further, and we've used a virtual reality headset called Oculus Quest to create an even more immersive experience that you can see here. Once you get everything is transferred here over at the internet. You don't need to install anything. And this is what you're seeing inside the headset. You can look around and move freely and use your controllers to transport yourself anywhere and look at each garment from all angles and experience the 3D printed garment for yourself. This is very accessible, and especially again in times of COVID. So thanks again, and let's move to some Q&A session.
All right, Ganit, Yoav, thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. I've got a couple of questions for you guys. Let's start with you, Yoav. You worked with Ganit on building the virtual showroom for her new 3D printed collection. How do you see the use of VR platforms in the retail industry going forward?
Well, the first thing that I want to emphasize is that VR is much more accessible nowadays. The devices are getting very much cheaper and also better. And the benefit that you get for going to a real store and looking around, that you can see everything and feel everything, and you are feeling that, and you are actually there. And as much as you can recreate it using technology, you're giving much more to the experience. And once you are enabling the customer to wander around, let's say an example into a virtual shop, it has much more impact than looking at a picture or a commercial TV or in the internet.
Yeah, that's a good point. Ganit, a question for you. Over the years, we've seen a number of experiments with 3D printed garments. Neri Oxman at the Media Lab, Danit Peleg from Shankar, Nervous Systems, and so on and so forth. What needs to change for 3D printed fashion to become more than just an experiment, more than a one-off?
That's a really good question. I think I was always thinking how 3D printing can be much more wearable. And therefore, I really emphasize the fact that I want to combine traditional methods. So I was working on weaving techniques and dyeing techniques, and the outcome for me that was really achieving the 3D textiles was the combination with fabric. So I think to move forward, it's really about how we can use traditional methods or fabrics that already exist to 3D print on top or in between, and really that it will feel like fabric. And also the use of multicolor printing is really changing how the look is, how it looks. So I feel that that's something that will really change the appearance of the garment, and therefore look more like a wearable one.
Right.
Sorry?
Combining old and new.
Yeah, combining the old techniques and the tradition and the future, and not just to look forward to what's the newest technology, the new material, but also look how we can really bring forward the crafts. Mm-hmm. And the other thing, I guess, is the ability to use 3D body scan to really make a customized garments, and then to use the ability of the technology to make this new method of producing.
That's great. That's great. Guys, our time is almost up. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and unique point of view. We talked about a lot of things. We learned a lot of things. We learned about virtual showrooms and how they might support digital transformation in the retail industry, 3D printed fashion and how it might redefine the work of designers and the taste of consumers. And obviously COVID-19 and how it might accelerate the widespread use of new innovative technologies. Thanks for everyone for joining us. Back to you, Benny.